Late last night, while we were all in bed, Old Lady Leary left the lantern in the shed, and when the cow kicked it over, she blinked her eyes and said, "It's going to be a hot one in the old town tonight. Fire! Fire! Fire!" Hi, my name's Lisa Johnson, and I would like to tell my story of telling the story of the Chicago fire to TEDxABQWomen this year. When I was a child, my dad used to tell me the story of the Chicago fire as he learned it from his family. And as I grew older, I learned to tell that story to different groups of people in different ways. The teller of the story adapts the story to suit the audience. And sometimes I was telling the story to preschoolers. Sometimes I was telling it to adults. So I would emphasize different things about the story to make sure that my audience could relate. Later, as my dad was dying, he told the story to my son on his deathbed. And as I listened to my dad tell the story, I heard new things about that story that I'd never heard before, including the fact that I was a business owner and he talked about how his family protected their business. So when I got home and I looked through some of our old papers, not only did I find our genealogy, I also found my grandmother's version of her mother's version of the story. Her mother's version was different from my father's version because it focused on the women and what it was like for them and what their perspective was in the story. So I have different version of the story to tell for different communities. And I'd like to tell the story to TEDx Women so that we can co-create a new story and create new meanings of my family history and pass that on to the next generation. I hope to hear from you soon.